Hello, Katie Hunt here with your general weekly tarot card reading for the week of April 1st, 2019. This week I'm using the Everyday Witch Tarot cards by Deborah Blake and intuiting any additional information that comes in from our guides and the universe so that we have the absolute best understanding of what is to come this week. So, the end of the week this week, we have a new moon. New moons are a fantastic time for manifesting. So, what is it in your life that you wish to manifest? You know, we're 4 months into this year already. Maybe it's time to revisit those goals, see how the first quarter has gone for you. Do you need to adjust any habits or any goals? Do your goals still serve you? These are all really beautiful questions to ask yourself. Mercury is now out of retrograde, which means that we can actually do stuff again. Depending on the astrologer and your own feelings, there's still weirdness happening until about April 16th. I am not an astrologer. I am just the delivery person. So if you have to make any absolute decisions in the next couple of weeks, it's really no different than you have to run everything through your own barometer, your own meter, your own intuition before making any decisions, because Mercury retrograde, that makes contracts and agreements kind of difficult or extra complicated, kind of has effect a little bit, I guess, until mid-April. I signed documents today. I'm filming this on the 29th of March, so you just gotta kind of do what you gotta do. You can't always put your life on hold. So that being said, always check in with yourself before making any sort of big decisions and question it to see if it's actually the right decision for you. Last week was awful. It felt really bad for many of us. So if that is you, please take some time to recover and to treat yourself a little bit to get you through whatever came up for you, whatever was clearing, anything like that. It just felt kind of nasty and disconnected from a source consciousness. So I knew that kind of going in, it was going to be a bit of a gross week because of the cards that we pulled last week. If you feel like you want to know what went on last week, please feel free to listen to last week's video. It's always nice to kind of go through once you're already all the way through the week and check in to see how much of it, everything that was said, how it kind of manifested for you. And it's interesting to look back and it does make sense, because especially middle of the week, I felt this shift. Like Monday, Tuesday, I actually felt okay. Like Monday morning, I felt good. And then by the end of the day, it was like, ugh. So anyways, now I'm just babbling. I'm just curious to see what this week is going to bring. I'm still feeling the grossness, but I do feel like it's shifting. So we'll see if that's actually the case. These cards are just jumping out at me today. Okay. Whoa. Oh my God, that's hilarious. They just all jumped out of the deck. Okay. But this is promising. For the general theme of this week, we have the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is kind of the best card in the tarot, one of the best cards. It resembles the Sun card, which is the best card in the tarot. The Three of Cups talks about celebration, talks about sisterhood, it talks about gratitude, it talks about celebrating the light that you live in. We have a lot of dark days on earth, but it's about bringing your people together and celebrating. What I feel like this is for us this week is to find things to celebrate in those dark times that you have an awful week, or you just seem really stressed out, or there's not really a reason to celebrate because you didn't accomplish what you were supposed to, or you have other priorities that you have to do. Those are almost the best times to slow down and actually just celebrate. Go celebrate the fact that you woke up this morning if you really need a reason to. But it's about finding those moments in life that give you gratitude and that you want to celebrate. Because if you draw more attention to those good things in your life, more good things will come. So that is what it's all about this week. That is what's going to help us through whatever is to come next week. Also, this is going to carry on a little bit. So find things to celebrate. And remember that you have a lot to celebrate and a lot to be grateful for when shit hits the fan, because it always does. Okay. So Monday, Tuesday, we have the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups talks about change and indecision choices. It is about having too many choices, and it is about being indecisive. For some of us, this is a call to action. A decision has to be made. For others, the decision is made for you. You've kind of already decided in your brain, but you haven't actually said it out loud. The universe actually might intervene this week, is what they're saying. Others, we will be presented with a lot of options, and we have to choose the right one. They all look very attractive and very appealing, but we have to select the right one for us. And it may be different than what your mental brain thinks you'll actually want. It might surprise you, I guess, what it is that you end up choosing. Like in this photo, you might think that love is what you've wanted. It's what you've been working for and manifesting and really putting all your work in. But when push comes to shove on Monday, Tuesday, you might actually pick wisdom. So there might be some sort of other educational opportunity that's actually more interesting for you to put your focus in over love. Those kinds of things happen. So just be open to what you're actually feeling and try not to have attachment to what you thought you've wanted in the past. This ties really beautifully into what I was saying at the beginning of this reading. We are in the 4th month. Maybe it's time to reevaluate your goals. We just got through Mercury retrograde. That was a lot of reflection time, a lot of, reflecting, revamping, researching, rediscovering, all of these things in our lives. It just naturally brings you all of these beautiful philosophical type of thoughts. But did anything that you experienced or you thought about during the Mercury retrograde, does any of it need to change now that it's out? Now is action required? It might be time. And it might be actually way different than what you thought you were wanting. So if you're going, maybe it's a career path, maybe it's relationship, like I said, maybe it's a house, maybe it's friendship or family. Don't have attachments to things, because you have to go with what you're feeling in your heart. Because sometimes when we have attachments to things, it's a result of what we think we want based on other people's ideas. So what is it you actually want? And be real with yourself about that. I think I said that the last couple weeks. If you're lying to yourself, you're the only one who's going to get hurt from that. I shouldn't say you're the only one, but you most of all will be hurt by that, because you should never lie to yourself. Okay. So we have the 10 of Wands. So this is a bit of an uphill battle. It's also not asking for help when it's available to you. I am feeling this week, this is manifesting as literally an uphill battle. So when you feel like you're lugging a bunch of brooms up a mountain, just drop them, call your girlfriends, and have some celebrations. That's really just how you're going to get through it. For some of you, the decisions that are made Monday, Tuesday will feel like a lot of work. It's almost resentful. So maybe you made a decision in Monday, Tuesday that you didn't follow your heart with, and it led to a lot of extra unnecessary work that you turned out to not be happy with at all. So just be mindful of the middle of the week. Don't look for gloom and doom, because that's not what this is about. This is about being aware of opportunities where you can start to feel this way and start to feel like you're carrying too heavy of a load all by yourself. That's a time to call in the backup and ask for help from your friends, from your family, from your network. These people are here to celebrate with you and to lift you up and to support you. So call them in. Ask them to carry a few brooms so that you're not lugging all of those brooms up there by yourself. Or better yet, they're saying, fly on one and use your magic, because you're a witch, use your magic to bind the brooms together so you can just fly them up the mountain. You don't actually have to carry it. You're not using all of your gifts. Wow. I didn't see where this was going when they first started saying this, but now it all makes sense. So you have an abundance of gifts and beautiful tools available to you at your disposal. This new moon is a fantastic time to connect to those tools and to manifest them, because anytime we have any sort of event, you know, every stage of the moon is an event. But when we have things like a dark moon, it is a great time to manifest, a great time to connect into the self and to uncover what is actually what it is that you actually desire. It's time for you to stop living your life this way and to step into that full potential. Like I said, she has magic. She doesn't actually have to use the old way of carrying these things up a hill. She actually has other tools at her disposal to make this easier and to make it way more efficient and effective and way, way, way better. So what is it that you are not using that could make your life tremendously easier? In which ways are you doing things the old way? And which ways are you needing to adjust a little bit? This could be as simple as belief systems, letting people get to you, you know, gossiping about people, any old sort of programming that doesn't necessarily feel good. Is it time to let those things go and to approach life in a different way? Maybe life doesn't have to be such an uphill battle. Maybe by the things that you believe and the things that you say, that is actually what's making you feel like this. So if you do discover this midweek that you feel like you're alone in this and that you have just too many obstacles or you're just feeling run down, step back, put on your witness cap, and look around and truly be honest with yourself, and maybe even ask a friend. Tell your friend what's going on. They may have an outside perspective that maybe you didn't even consider. Just a beautiful way to discover where, you know, we're limiting ourselves, because our friends see more beautiful parts of us. We usually see all of our flaws and all of that. So all of this to say, just be reflective and use the power of the moon to help you discover those beautiful aspects of yourself that are just waiting to come up on the surface and that are just piled underneath all of this other crap that doesn't serve you and that actually limits you in so many ways. Okay, so for the weekend, we have the Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles is pretty much exactly what it looks like. It's about being outside, left outside in the cold. For some of us, this is feeling like you've been left behind by the universe or by some opportunities. Maybe you feel like everyone else has had opportunities that you have not. For others, this is putting yourself outside in the cold. And this ties very beautifully to this, actually all the cards, because this usually is what we feel like when we're also struggling and walking uphill by ourselves. Knock on people's doors. Go be with your network, your tribe, your people. And if you don't really have anybody like that, there's groups that you can join to just connect with like-minded individuals. Go to a coffee shop, start talking to somebody, or online, or even talk to your guides or your dearly departed loved ones. Sometimes that can be very cathartic. I'm feeling a little bit of victimization from our own self. We make ourselves victims in a lot of ways. And this is almost like complaining because there's too many options. It's like first world problems. You have too many amazing opportunities that you have to pick from, but none of them are super overwhelmingly amazing that makes you absolutely sure that that's the one that you want. So step back when you're in this doom and gloom type of situation and celebrate. Find things to celebrate and to be grateful for, and that will significantly change your energy. And you'll be amazed at what you actually come up with when you're in those happy moments. I once had someone say to me, inspiration hits or guidance hits in those moments of awe. When you're relaxing, when you have no attachment to any information, you're not asking questions, you've already asked the question, you're just completely open because you're so relaxed. That's what happens when you take time to celebrate and be grateful. It is a beautiful, magic place to be. So it does look like this week has the potential to be incredible. It also looks like it has the potential to be an extremely growth-filled week. We have the opportunity to grow abundantly this week. So remember, take it back to basics. If things become too much for you, just drop what you're doing and go do something fun. It can even be something as simple as actually eating what you want to eat for supper, not eating what you think you should eat, and then not letting those thoughts of guilt or being bad sink in. Because I did that this week. I ordered a delicious pizza and I regretted nothing. It was fantastic and I felt so happy and so loved. Even though pizza is not great for you, the act was an act of kindness for myself because I know I love pizza. And I could have come home and made a lot of vegetables to eat for supper, but instead I chose pizza. And I would choose pizza every time. I thank you so much for being here. I really so do appreciate it. I am doing a meditation night at a local massage parlor or massage therapy clinic here in Calgary. If you are in the Calgary area, I'll put all of that information in the description box below. Please come and join us. This first one will be an introduction to meditation. It's just an hour and we just talk a little bit about meditation and you try all the different types so that you can see what you like and leave what you don't. If you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're watching me on katiehunt.ca, please don't forget to subscribe to my email list so you never miss an update from me. Like I said, I'm so appreciative of you spending time with me each and every week, and I hope this week is fantastic for you. My heart goes out to you. I'm right with you through all of this craziness that the universe keeps throwing at us. We're going to make it through. We're going to come out on top. Just remember to celebrate. Thank you for being here.